Hi everyone, welcome back to another session of Learn AutoCAD from Example. This one is the fourth lesson. If you didn't watch my previous videos, I will put a link in description to access that playlist. Go through those videos, it will be definitely helpful for you. So in this video, we're going to draw a new sketch. Let me show you the sketch. Okay, this one will be our exercise for this video. You can see this component is little bit complicated than previous, but believe me, it is not that difficult. So in this sketch you can see there is different kind of basic shapes are there. You have an hexagon, a square, a circle, and different curvy profile is there. And I would like to invite your attention on a particular thing which is not available with previous sketches. Here you could see there is different types of lines are here, different pattern, different colors, so that you could get the information more easily. So let me explain what is that. You can see these black lines which actually represents the main body or the main part of our sketch. So let me mark this as our first type, the first kind of line that we are using, black in color. And the second type you can see, let us use a blue color, which represents the construction lines, the lines that we are used to construct this drawing, which is we used as center lines, you can see. And that center line is not only a different color, but also it is a different line type. You can see the center line look like a big line and then a small line, then a big line again. It's a chained line with alternative big and small lines. So that's a particular engineering standard that we use when we are marking a center line. So we have that type of line available here. And the obvious, the last one, you can see red in color, and which one we use to mark dimensions. So dimension, I discussed how to make dimensions in previous video. So dimension line is also an important one. So we use this red color to mark dimension. So here you can see we have three types. First one black, the second one blue color chain line for center, and the last the red color for dimension. So here you can see you have different types of lines. In this situation, we have to create layers in AutoCAD. So this is a major thing I would like to share with you in this video, how to make layers in AutoCAD. To start with this drawing, I already opened a template in AutoCAD. Check my previous video regarding how to create this template. Before you begin anything in AutoCAD, you have to plan it. How, from where you have to begin and at what direction you have to propagate your drawing and how you can finalize it. So it is obvious when you look into this sketch, it's always easier to start with this center. So if you start with the center, you can construct this hexagonal shape. Then you can make another two centers. That is a center for the square, another center for the circle. So you have to plot these three centers. Then you can easily make the shape. So let's begin with the first center, that is the center for that hexagon. Before we begin, remember we have to make three layers. One for the black line, and another for the blue center line, and lastly a red color for the dimension line. So I am suggesting you to make the layer before you begin the drawing. That will be much easier. So to make the different geometrical layers on AutoCAD, here you can see there is an option called layer properties. Just click over the layer properties. It will launch the panel to manage the layers. And here on the top you can see there is a button to make a new layer. If you want to delete the layer, there is another button. If you want to fix the current layer, there is another button. So you can have a look on these buttons. So here, if you want to make a new layer, the first one you have to choose, and currently you can see we are using a layer black in color, which I used to make this template. So let it be there. So we will make new layer for the sketch. So how to make a new layer? On the first button you can click new layer, and now a new layer is opening. So for my convenience, I will put this layer as main body. So we know that for the main body we need a black color, so I'm going to choose black and put OK. So now you can see the main body will be black in color. And the line type from the sketch, you can see it's a continuous line, no doubt in that. So you have to choose the continuous. It is already there as a solid continuous line, let it be there. And if you want, you can make it a little bit larger to get another options. You can also control the line weight for this particular profile. So I will put this as a default option. I am not going to change it. If you want to change according to your requirement, you can always change the line type. The thickness of that line you can control. And now we have to make another second type. So go back to our sketch. The second type is a center line, blue in color. So let me click on this new layer. The new layer is coming, and this we're gonna make it as center line. We know that we need that blue color, so let me choose blue, put OK. And one important thing here, the center line is not a continuous line. As I said, it's a big line, and the small line is a chained line. So to load that line, you have to click over here, line type. So click over line type, and it will load different line type available on AutoCAD. But right now you don't have any other option, rather this continuous. So if you need a new line type, you click over here, the load button. Click on load. Now you can see there is many various options are there. So all these are ISO standards. So for center line, I usually load this one, center 2. So according to your convenience, you can load different types, but I am suggesting this one is really good for the center. So I'm going to choose this center 2, then you put OK. And now you can see the center 2, this line type has been loaded into AutoCAD. Now you have to choose the center 2 as your line and click on this OK. Now you can see if you go to this layer, center line, it is blue in color and the line type is center 2. Okay, if you want to control the line weight, you can change it, but I'm not going to change for this drawing. And the third one, you can see back to our sketch, it is for a red continuous line for our dimensions. So for that, I'm going to make a new layer. And for the convenience, I will call it as dimensions, and we know that it should be red in color. To choose the red color, hit OK. Now it is red, and the line type should be continuous. It is obvious the dimension line should be continuous, and click OK. Now you can see on our layer properties, we have main body, we have center line, and we have dimensions. Once you finish all required layers, once you create all required layers, now you can close this one. So this is the key thing. Before you beginning your drawing, you have to prepare your required layers on AutoCAD. Now I will show you how you can conveniently toggle between these layers and how it really help you to draw complicated drawing in different patterns and colors. In our sketch, we have to find this center 1. So I mark this as center 1. To get this center 1, I'm going to construct 2 lines so that we can start our drawing from there. So remember, that center line is actually the dashed blue line that we created before. So to choose that profile, that layer, what you're going to do, you can come over here, go to layer properties, and you just double click on your center line, because we are going to draw the center line. So blue in color. So if you just double click, it got selected. So either you can do that way, otherwise it's easiest way is here. You can see a drop down menu, come over here, choose center line. So this method I am suggesting much easier to toggle between different layers. So now I choose center line. I'm gonna choose line again, and make sure your ortho mode is turned on to draw straight lines, either horizontal or vertical. So I'm gonna draw a center line here. Now I need to find another center, so I'm gonna draw a horizontal line as well. So here you can see, since you choose it as a center line, the line become automatically blue. And one more thing, we choose the dashed line. If you zoomed in, you can see this line is actually dashed, but when you zoom out, it is not visible. So if you want to increase the visibility of that dashed line, one thing you can do, click the line, go right click, go to properties, and here on properties tab you can see the line type scale. So change the scale. So I usually put around 10 and hit enter and just close it. Now you can see the visibility become much better. So this line also I'm gonna go to properties, and the scaling is 10. So it is just for the sake of visibility. If you're printing the drawing, you don't need to change this thing actually. Now we have to find another centers as well, then we can continue with this drawing. So the second center here, you can see the center for this square. So let me call this as a center 2. If you want to make this center 2, it is obvious that the center 2 you can find it by offsetting this line at a distance 70 and this line at a distance 40. So these two dimensions are here. What I'm going to do, I will choose this offset tool. We've been using this tool before. So choose offset tool, and this distance we know that this is 70. So I'm going to put 70, enter, and I'm going to choose this line, move this direction 70. Just click, it will be fixed there, and go back. And this distance we know that it is 40. So I'm going to choose offset again. This distance I'm going to put 40, enter, choose this line and move at a distance 40. Now we found our center 2, it is here, and you can see we don't want this much length for this center lines. So I'm going to select that line and reduce it for the sake of looking good. Okay, now you can have two centers. So we need one more center down there. On the sketch you can see the center for this circle. Let me call it as a center 3. So to make this center, you need to offset this line at a distance 50 towards the left and at a distance 60 towards the down side. So I'm going to choose offset. So this direction, how much we need? We need 50. So I will put 50, enter, choose this line, move at a distance 50, click there, and choose offset again, and now you can see move down 60. So I'm going to choose offset again, enter 60, and select this line and move down 60. So that's it. And now if you want to reduce, just select this line, arrange it. Okay, select this line again and arrange it. We just need the center so that you can draw the components. Okay, as per our plan, we created these 3 centers. Now we can make the basic geometries on those centers. So the first one, we have to make the hexagon. So for the hexagon, you can see the distance between these two sides are 60 mm. So before we create hexagon, you can see all these shapes are black in color. So one thing that we need to do, we have to change the layer. How to change the layer? As I said, just click over here, move to main body, which is black in color. You can see, choose that one. Now whenever you draw anything on this, you can see it is black in color automatically. It's a black color continuous line. So you don't need to change the property of that line. You just change the layer. Now it is coming as per the preset. Now let me take the polygon. Right, so here you can see your option for the polygon. You click over here, you can select the polygon. So once you choose the polygon, now it is asking enter the number of sides. So you can see in our sketch we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, which is an hexagon. So I'm going to choose 6, enter the number of sides 6 and enter. Now it is asking specify center of polygon. So we know that this one is our center. I'm going to specify here. Click. Now it is asking another question. which kind of polygon that you need, inscribed circle or circumscribed circle. So to choose this one, I would like to show you what is these two types. Here you can see the first one is circumscribed and the second one is inscribed. The circumscribed means your polygon is over the circumference of that circle. So circle is inside, the polygon is outside. And inscribed type, you can see your polygon is inside of the circle. So circle is outside, polygon is inside. And here you have to notice one thing. If you have the distance between two edges, as like this, you can see it is the distance between two edges, you have to choose circumscribed because the diameter of this circle will be the distance between these two circles. In our case, you can see we have the distance between two edges. So we have to use circumscribed circle. So in case you have corner to corner distance, as like in this corner to corner, you have to choose inscribed because the diameter of this circle will be the distance between corner to corner. So in our case, as now, I will choose circumscribed. Hope you understood what's the reason. So I will choose the circumscribed about the circle. Click there. Now you can see the hexagon is coming. Now you can orient hexagon in different way. If you move this direction, you can see the flat edge is on this axis. If you go this side, the flat edge is coming to horizontal axis. Now go back to our sketch. You can see the corner should be on this horizontal axis. So I aligned like this and we can fix it. So now you have to enter the radius for this hexagon. That means the radius of that circle. So since the total diameter is 60, I will put the radius as 30 and enter. Now that's it. We have our hexagon on this center. Now we can go for the square. Let me go for the square. You can see on the center too, we have a square with a side 20. So to make the square, it's easier as usual. You can come over here, you can choose the rectangle. So if you choose the rectangle, here one thing you should put in your mind, whenever you make a rectangle, it always asks you to specify the corner. So there is no option to start from the center. So what I am going to do, I will make a square somewhere, then I will move towards where I required. So let me show you how to do that. So let me choose a random point. I will choose this as a point where we are starting and specify the other corner. So other corner should be 20. Hit the tab to move to next 20. So 20 on height and 20 width, it's a square, and enter. You can see now we got the square. So once you made this square here, now we have to make sure the center of square should be come over here on this center. So what I am going to do, just select this one, right click over there and choose this option, move, and go to move. And now it is asking specify the base point. So the base point should be the center of this square. So automatically it will show you the snap you the center. Just click that one. Now it is moving. Now you come over here and select this center point. Just click. Now it is moved over there. The center of that square become our center that we drew before. Now you can see we managed to make this hexagon, and then we managed to make this square, and the remaining part is this circle with a diameter 20. So that portion is pretty much easier. You can come over here, you can choose the circle with a diameter, and now it is our center, and start from the center, choose this center. Now the diameter is 20, just enter that one. We have those three basic dimensions. Now we are done with the basic geometries on these three centers. Now we have to draw the outer profile. So to draw this outer profile, you have to look at the various circles going here and there. Let me show you. Here you can see the first one. You can see there is a circle on both sides and the radius is given as 50. So let me draw that one. So let me choose that circle. And if you have the radius, it always better choose circle and radius, the first option. Select that one. Start from this center, and the radius is 50, 50, enter. So we have that circle. We will trim out the remaining once we finish everything. So now go back, and here you can see the second circle, and the radius is 25. On both sides you can see, on the bottom and the top. So let me take the circle again and circle with radius. So choose this center, and the radius is 25, enter. And on the top, take circle once again, select, start from this center, click, and enter the radius as 25. So we have those circle on both sides. Now come back to our sketch, but we need to make more, and here you can see there is another radius, an arc with radius 50. So this arc is actually connecting the first circle that we drew and the second circle, and the radius is 50. So come over here, you can see you have to draw a circle or an arc between this circle and this circle. So between these big and small circle, you have to make an arc at a radius of 50, which is marked here. So if you are in this kind of situation, when you need to connect between two circles by means of an arc, here we have an option. Come over here under the circle, there is one thing called tan radius. That means this tool will be making tangent between two circles with a radius. So this is what TTR, tan radius. Select that tool. Now you have to choose first circle. Click, and then you have to choose second circle. Click, and come over here. Now you have to specify the radius, and which is given as 50. Enter. Now you can see it is connected with an arc at a radius 50. So the remaining portion that we can trim out, the easiest way to trim this out is you select the trim tool. Select the trim tool, and I always show you there is two ways that you can trim. You can select everything, Control A, so everything got select, choose the trim tool, and you can trim out. Okay, this method will not be good for every situation. I will explain it later. As now you can trim like this, and now here we have another connection. So let's check this connection. The radius is 40. The same tool that you can choose, the tan radius. Come over here and choose tan radius. Start from this circle and on this circle, and you have to enter the radius, and the radius here is 40. So I'm gonna enter 40. Enter. Now you can see we have the circle. So again I can select everything, and I choose the trim tool. When I click here, you can see it is not going entire thing. You can see you are deleting this one by one, which is definitely a difficult task. So if you are in this kind of situation, I am not suggesting you to choose this Control A and trim method. You should not go. You should go for a professional way of trimming geometries in AutoCAD. So the professional way is so simple actually. You choose the trim tool. Okay, this is the golden rule of trimming. You choose the trim tool. First, find out which arc or which component that you need to be here. So you need these connection between these two circles. So first you select the trim tool. Now you have to select the geometry that you need to connect, and from these to this circle. So secondly, you have to choose the second circle. For some of the setting you have to hold the shift button, but by default you don't need to hold on shift to select multiple geometries. So just click on this circle, then click on another circle. That means you need the connection between these two circles. Now you hit on enter on your keyboard. So hit enter button. Now you come over here, you can see this portion. If you put mouse over this portion, the entire thing got selected. Just click, it's gone. So it is the professional way of trimming things, and I'm suggesting you to keep doing in that way. Now go back. Here you can see this portion is a tangent line between the circle, the big circle and the small circle on both sides. Choose the line, and this line should be tangent between these two circles. So how to make tangent? Hold your shift button on your keyboard. Now you can see something is coming along with your cursor. Now you can right click, and there is an option. These are the constraints. There is an option called tangent. We did this thing in previous videos already. Choose tangent. Now click here. Now come over here. Now hold the shift again. Choose the tangent constraint and click it again. So that's it. Now you are done with this line. Click on escape. Now it's gone. You made this tangent. And we need another tangent on opposite side. Do the same procedure. Take line. Hold the shift button. Right click. Choose tangent. Start from here. Come over here. Shift button. Right click. Tangent. And click over here. And escape. Now we managed to make tangent on both sides. And if you go back, you can see you have to trim out this big circle, the inner part of that circle. So how to do that? Go to trim. We need the connection between this link and this link, right? So I'm going to choose this circle, this line, and then this line, and then this line, and this. Now we got select the outer portion of the connection that you need and enter. Now you come over here, you can see you can simply delete this and this portion. So that's the way you trim. Now you can see we almost done with the sketch. Come back. You can see we have to trim out this portion as well. This portion as well, we have to trim it out. So come back, choose the trim again. Now we need to make trim between this line and this curve. And once you choose that one, you can choose an opposite side as well. This one and this line. And hit enter on your keyboard. Now you can trim this out and the opposite side. Now you can see we are done with the sketch. Now the last thing that we need to do, we have to make the dimensions. The dimensions which is red in color. So as I said, we have to make some basic setup before making the dimension. So I'm not going to explain that thing in this video. If you just go back to my previous video, check the link for the playlist, you will find how you can set up the dimension line. So we are going to make the dimensions. To make the dimension, you can see come over here, it's the dimension options, and we have different types. And remember, before you making the dimension on our sketch, we have to get dimensions in red color. So to change the line type and color, come over the layer toggling window, just click over here on drop down, you can choose dimension. Now we toggle to dimensions. Now everything that you draw will be red in color. So now I can take the dimension. Now I can mark the distance between these two centers. 70 it is coming. I'm marking that. Again, the distance between these two lines, it's 40. Again, you can make the distance between these two, 50. The diameter option, you can select the circle, mark the diameter, and this side I can mark, it's 20. This also mark it as 20, and similarly whatever the dimension that you need, you can mark. So one thing here, something is unique, you have to mark this hexagon. The distance between the sides of hexagon is 60 To mark that one, you have to choose this option aligned, because it's an aligned line, it's not linear. So let me choose aligned between this line and this line. Now it is coming 60, mark it. So that aligned option should be selected to mark this dimension. You should not select the linear option. And lastly, we have to mark some radius here. So choose the radius, and radius for this one is coming 50. And again, radius for this is 40. And I think we are done with this thing. You can go back and check is anything is pending. You can mark. And this portion, there is one linear dimension is still pending. Distance between these two, which is 60. That's it. The main catch in this exercise, if you have this multiple color, multiple types of line, you have to make layers. Go to layer properties, make your layer before you begin. And when you make the layer, you choose your color, line type, line weight if you need. And then to toggle between those layers, you can choose this drop down menu to toggle, easily toggle in between. Okay, so this is the way that you draw this kind of sketches. Then that's the end of the lesson. Thank you everyone. I will come up with another lesson. Thank you all.